Just over a month away from the conclusion of the USL Championship regular season. Every game means that much more, and a massive 3 points at stake this evening as FC Tulsa visit the Oakland Roots. Happy to have you with us on ESPN Plus alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Here's what's at stake this evening. Tulsa can clinch a playoff spot with a win or some help. We'll tell you about the help in a minute, but the most important thing to note right now, they clinch a playoff spot with a win. Oakland really need these 3 points to stay alive and afloat in this playoff chase, trying to track down a Phoenix Rising team that is still keeping pace in that 8th spot. And rookie Oakland almost did it last week in very difficult circumstances on the road against Charleston, but they fell just short.
Showed a little bit of grit, a little bit of personality for the Oakland Roots going into Charleston and scoring 3 goals, where the Charleston Battery are extremely good at home. But for Benny Feilhaber, a little bit frustrated in the way that you conceded all 3 goals. So defensively will be the top priority against an FC Tulsa side that sits at the top of the Western Conference.
Take a look at the warm-ups brought to you by UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, spotlighting Peter Wilson because he has been on a tear, up to 9 goals this regular season, 6 of them in his last 6 appearances, Ricky.
Peter Wilson full of confidence here for the Oakland Roots after his brace in Charleston, the ability to get in beyond the back lines, but also has a really good feel of being at the right place at the right time. He's composed in front of goal, and he's in a rhythm, so the service into Peter Wilson, especially here in the Coliseum, will be really important for the Oakland Roots and their success going forward.
Tulsa, I mentioned, tonight could be a historic night. It could be their first playoff appearance since 2021. Easiest thing to do is win, or there's that scenario in the Phoenix Loudoun game, but they've been outstanding and the pole setters in the Western Conference all season long.
FC Tulsa and Luke Spencer have done a fantastic job at creating an identity, and everything that they do together, whether it is pressing high, whether it is dropping off, and when they do get in front of goal, they're really aggressive, and it starts with the mentality for FC Tulsa, and those results have been a mirror of why they have been at the top of the Western Conference.
Yeah, former striker yourself, you were licking your lips tonight. You've got Peter Wilson on one side and 11-goal scorer Taylor Calera on the other.
Taylor Calera is a nightmare to defend because he can do a little bit of everything as a number 9, whether it is dropping underneath and being part of the build-out phase, but also can run in behind and stretch the game. He's been a fantastic addition for FC Tulsa, and he needs to get in a rhythm if they want to come into Coliseum and take all 3 points.
Well, these teams met back in April in Tulsa, a 2-1 win for the Oakland Roots, but their seasons hit very different forks in the road thereafter. A chance to clinch a playoff spot tonight for Tulsa. Roots need the 3 points to stay alive. It's coming your way on ESPN Plus.
Sana, sana.
Sana, sana, colita de rana.
Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy,
Sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana sana.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Medalla, the mark of a fighter.
City by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. We start with the Oakland Roots.
Panos Armenakis again at that left back position. Benny Feilhaber really enjoys his work rate on and off the ball. On the ball, expect him to push high, create an overload, which will allow Wolfgang Prentice to make those darting runs underneath Peter Wilson. Biara Hunga and Danny Gomez need to do a really good job at staying at home, at dictating tempo, and providing a coverage in front of that back four.
On the other side, for FC Tulsa, a team that's enjoyed a 14-match unbeaten run this season and can clinch a playoff spot tonight. Here's the group for Luke Spencer.
We talked about that front three. Cal Harris going to stay as high as he possibly can, given Dalu the ability to come underneath and search the game. Weber's more of a box-to-box number 10 that likes to play in between the lines, can stretch and run in behind, but everything comes from Souza and Stofford. The work rate to provide the width, but also picking and choosing their times when to join the attack, but also when to drop down and make that line of 5.
Ready to get things going here at the Coliseum. Roots left to right in the black, Tulsa right to left in the white. Happy to have you with us on ESPN Plus. Alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Elton Garcia, who had the whistle for the 2023 USL Final, has the whistle here tonight. Experienced referee, and away we go. 3 big points on the line for the Roots, vying for a playoff spot. 3 big points on the line for Tulsa, who are looking to clinch a playoff spot tonight and are still battling for the #1 seed in the Western Conference. Here is Armenakis going for goal, took a deflection, corner right away. Out of the gates here for the Roots, powered by Ava Community Energy.
This corner kick brought to you by Ava Community Energy.
Danny Gomez to deliver. Gomez in swinger, has to be better than that. Maury Donor all the way back to one of the talking points tonight. Rafael Spiegel starting for Oakland. When you and I first saw the lineup sheet, our first instinct was that perhaps Kendall McIntosh was injured. There were a couple of moments in last week's tie against Charleston where he went down and needed medical attention. And then we looked at the bench and we saw Kendall McIntosh was on the bench, and usually when a keeper has a knock, you don't put that keeper as the backup in case things go south. So that sort of got our wheels turning, and it does appear to be a coach's decision to have Spiegel starting tonight. Last week, the 3rd goal that McIntosh let in that made it 3-3 was a softie, but still has been in great form for the Roots. A bit of a shock to see Spiegel making his first start since May here tonight.
Got caught cheating in terms of the angle. Kendall McIntosh with the goal that Ruby Rubin does end up tying the game with. So if you are FC Tulsa, you look at Spiegel, maybe a little bit inexperienced in terms of the recent games that he's picked up. You test him really in terms of his decision-making and his positioning, and that is something that Luke Spencer is going to want to see his attacking trio do.
32-year-old goalkeeper has spent time abroad in England and Switzerland, native of Switzerland. So plenty of experience overall, just to your point, not much playing time this year. And some of that could come down to communication with the back line. Little things like that where could make all the difference in a playoff chase. All it takes is one miscue. And that's been the issue for the Roots conceding over the last month and a half. It's really come down to communication errors more so than anything tactical. It's been individual lapses, mostly because of communication. So you're introducing another variable into that tonight. Bent ahead by Almasnawi for Wolfgang Prentice. Prentice, it's loose on the fumble by the keeper, Peñaranda. Fortunate for Tulsa, Wilson wasn't there. Tulsa back the other way. Trevian Souza, former Oakland Root, part of their inaugural 2021 roster, just brought here on loan from Tacoma Defiance, signed to the Seattle Sounders officially. Benny Feilhaber looking on, hoping to will this Oakland team into a playoff spot. This 2-game stretch, this one home tonight against Tulsa, next week at Phoenix, really are going to set the tone for the rest of the way here. After that Phoenix game, they'll have just 5 games remaining. If they don't pick up maybe 4 points, I would say, between this game and next week's game, you're probably in some trouble. And it feels like if you had to pick which game you want to win between tonight and next week, you'd rather have next week's because Phoenix is the team that you're chasing.
You and I had the ability to speak with Benny Feilhaber ahead of this match, and something that we talked about with their performances versus the results, and he says, look, the results will carry themselves, but now we just need performances over 90 minutes consistently. You look at the last game against Charleston Batty, there was glimpses of how good this Oka Roots side can be, and there's also glimpses of how naive in terms of their defending they've been. So from front to back, from minute 1 to minute 90, you're looking for a complete performance for the Oka Roots.
A long throw here for Tulsa. Edge of the area settled and blocked by Prentice. Alex DeLue was lurking. Luke Spencer on the other side for Tulsa. Very much in the conversation for Coach of the Year this year in USL Championship. First year at the helm of this FC Tulsa side. Chance to lay the foundation early on. You could see a team that was maybe on its way, but I don't know that many on the outside looking in expected that 14-game unbeaten run, expected them to be where they are in first place here. A playoff spot is an afterthought. Whether it happens tonight, next week, it's happening. It's more of a question of, will they keep number 1? Elsewhere tonight, Sacramento won on the road against Colorado Springs. So at kickoff of this game, the gap was 5 points between Tulsa and Sacramento, both on the same 24 games played. That'll be quite the battle here down the last few games to see which of those two will end up as the 1 seed, and whether it'll be Tulsa or Sacramento that the West runs through.
Talk about the quality and the experience for this FC Tulsa side and how comfortable they are playing away from the state of Oklahoma. 6 wins, 2 draws, and 4 ties when they are on the road tells you this team knows exactly what Luke Spencer wants from them on and off the ball. Really difficult to break through, only conceding 26 times in 2025, and they are just going to continue to work and work till the game is done. So for the Oka Roots, you have to match that work rate, you have to match that intensity, and then you let your football do all the talking.
Certain teams around this league have a few transcendent individuals within the context of this league. I don't know that Tulsa has that, and that's not meant to be a knock. It feels like this team is truly about the sum of their parts all season long.
It's a team, and that is exactly what Luke Spencer's been able to instill here. We go together, we do everything in unison, and that has made them really difficult to break through, especially through their defensive set. If they press, that whole team presses. If they drop, they're really compact and very tight.
And this is just conjecture and opinion on your part and mine. I don't know that there's a first-team all-league player on this roster. You look at the other conference in Charleston and Louisville and even Sacramento, who are in second right now in the West. Every single one of those teams probably has at least one first-team all-league player when that roster gets announced at the end of the season. I don't think Tulsa has one, and it's more a testament to just, to your point, they are a team in 2025. Gomez pressured. Yarahunga feeds it through. El Masnawi, now Peter Wilson looking for it. Caught awkwardly on the back heel. That turning point for Peter Wilson came back in July. Was pulled at halftime of a game against Phoenix. They had a 1-0 lead, a lead that should have become and blossomed to a perhaps 3 or 4 goal lead the way that first half went. He missed some golden, easy chances, and I don't mean that to pile on him. He knew it, Benny Feilhaber knew it. He got pulled at halftime. Then the turning point came. That week in training, Benny Feilhaber said, look, when we're going through these drills, don't try to score, just try to hit target. A mentality shift happened for Peter Wilson. He's scored 6 goals in 6 appearances since then.
Also a new husband, right?
New husband.
Yeah, recently married, so congratulations to him. And we've seen that, I guess, happiness translates on the field.
He missed that Pittsburgh game a couple of weekends ago now. He was abroad for his wedding. Last week against Charleston, came in off the bench at halftime. Wasn't ready to start because he just traveled back from Europe during the week from his wedding. Then he goes ahead and punctuates his wedding week with 2 goals against Charleston. Batash looking again for Wilson. Batash, remember, came over from Tulsa mid-season in a swap that sent him Oakland's way. Armanakis. Quote from Benny Feilhaber this week was, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody involved in all 6 goals in a game, but that was the case for Panos Armenakis. He helped create all 3 of Oakland's goals last week. He was in the vicinity of or directly responsible for the 3 goals that Charleston scored on the Roots last week. That is the nature of what they were trying to do. You're taking a guy who's been a natural 10 just about his whole career and playing him at left back to give your team a different look. You live with the bonus it gives you offensively. You live with what it hurt you defensively on the night.
10 minutes in, we just see the point of emphasis for the Oakland Roots on that left side with Panos Armenakis, but also Wolfgang Prentice with his mobility.
DeLu cutting in on Donor. Feeds it across. Coley gives it away. Here is Armenakis. This is where he's dangerous.
Great touch.
That second touch, though, was the one that did him in. Otherwise, he had Peter Wilson perhaps free. Let's take a look at the injury report brought to you by UCSF Health. Just Saldana season long for the Roots. Nothing reported officially for Tulsa. Good to have that clean of a slate this late in the season.
Talked about the left-hand side for the Oakland Roots. So for Lucas Stauffer, and Don, they need to do a really good job at understanding when to press, but also when to drop off, because the last thing that you want to have happen is for yourself to get caught higher and leave yourself vulnerable going back the other way. So communication and the rotation for the right side of FC Tulsa will be top priority for Luke Spencer.
Kick on the way for Tulsa, and there you see Loudon 10 minutes in, a 1-0 lead at Phoenix. Both of these teams tonight, Oakland and Tulsa, would love to see Loudon win that game. Tulsa with a draw plus Phoenix dropping points, clinch a playoff spot, or they can just win and have that easier method. Oakland again chasing Phoenix for that 8th seed. Would again love to see Loudon pick up those 3 points. So the one thing these 2 teams can agree on tonight, they want Loudon to win. And they'll hash it out themselves for these 3 points up for grabs here at the Coliseum. Free kick on the way for the visitors. Jamie Weber looks poised to strike. Could be the first test of Spiegel. And making his first start since May in USL play. Had been in the Jägermeister Cup play, but not league play. Weber pulls it wide.
From that distance, it's really difficult to try to beat the goalkeeper and the wall as well. Have to generate enough power, but also the shape to really test Spiegel. And as you see, Yaro Hunga, it's the showing of the studs. Brave from Hackshaw to stay with his wall and clear his line.
That had a chance if it didn't hit Hackshaw.
Hit it well, Weber did.
See if they can hit this corner as well and create another opportunity. Weber curling it in, punched away by Spiegel. Flag stays down, Prentice out to defend, Gomez there helping. Clipped, back post, Donor nods it along. Looking for Calhera here. They will be. Leading scorer with 11 for Tulsa. Keeping the pressure up. Diallo, another corner, and Donor just took it twice. Doing his best Scott Sterling impression here 13 minutes in.
And not take kindly to it, Maury Donor. No ill will from Diallo, just trying to put the ball in. Here's the first one.
Oh.
Or second one, excuse me, comes across. Does not feel good if you are Maury Donor.
Another corner for Tulsa. Spiegel was uncertain. He was impeded in the process. Keep an eye on that. He was a little bit slow off of his line. Didn't get a lot of contact on it, but he was fouled. Expectation on a night like this would be for Oakland to have the lion's share of the possession. Tulsa more comfortable without the ball. Lucas Stauffer up the wing, foul against the Roots. He's been a great pickup this season. Stauffer didn't work out in Lexington to begin the season. He's come right in and been a starter game in, game out for Tulsa. I'm not saying it's because of him, but the unbeaten run just about started when he got there, so he can claim it if he wants to.
As any player should. I would, I know. We just look at the responsibilities, especially on the wide parts of the field, that wing-back position for Luke Spencer, the type of profile that you need, the fitness level to continue to work up and down, but also when you do get to that final third, have the technical ability to provide real quality service and also go 1v1. Sue's on the left-hand side, Soft from the right-hand side, fit perfectly for the tactical game plan that Luke Spencer wants.
I mentioned that Phoenix-Loudoun game going on. Also, Monterey Bay hosting New Mexico. That one not as important, we don't think. But if Monterey Bay don't pick up a result in that game, they are just about done. Not mathematically eliminated, but there's a difference between the mathematics of it and the reality of it. That is a must-win game for Monterey Bay. Batash. Still with it, Faisal Batash against his former team. Batash just wide. You know he would love to net one tonight and didn't miss by much.
Batash has been a really good pickup for the Oakland Roots side. The ability to play in between lines and shift the ball on his preferred left foot. A little bit of a hesitation here that buys him the window space. You bring in Sissoko right there. Lucas Soffer gets caught on his heels, just trying to wrong foot Peñaranda. But good action from Batash, pulls it wide. And that is when he is at his best. Running downhill can cause issues, either beat you 1v1, but also through combination play.
He's fit really well for the Roots ever since he came over from Tulsa. Swiss Army knife in that midfield. He could play as the 6, the 8, the 10. He can be tasked with defending more on a given night. He can be tasked with orchestrating the attack on a given night. It's really fit Benny Feilhaber's system well, and somebody that Benny Feilhaber had tracked and known from previous stops as a coach. Roots fam, 2025 jerseys are here, celebrating the return of the Coliseum and the legacy of Oakland sports. Fresh looks, same Oakland spirit. Don't wait, get yours today. Shop now at shop.oaklandrootssc.com. It's also mid-September, so if you don't have one by now, I mean, you might as well wait for the 2026 ones, no?
Maybe there's an end-of-season sale.
It could be.
Yeah.
You got to go to shop.oaklandrootssc.com to find out.
You have a promo code?
I do not.
Oh.
I'm not that cool.
No, stop. You're cool for me, Joe.
That wasn't cool from Prentice. Took his eye off of it. And any possible threat for the Roots.
Need to connect that pass, and that's exactly what Benny Feilhaber is wanting from his side. Applaud the attempt as you draw in FC Tulsa going out the other way, because if you do, you'll find a lot of green grass and the field will start to open up. Need to be a little bit cleaner in that last action for the Oakland Roots to really test the shape of Tulsa.
Wilson dropping a bit deeper to try and find the ball. You never want to quite see that from a striker, but he makes a good run out of it and draws a free kick. I was actually just getting set to mention that we haven't really seen them link up with Wilson the first quarter hour, and sure enough, he drops in a little bit deeper. How hard is it to fight that urge as a striker?
Extremely. I mean, only 4 touches for Peter Wilson, and you and I talked on the open how in form he is, but as a number 9, as a number 10, you want to get in a rhythm, you want to search the game, you want to find the game. So by tendency, you always want to drop down deeper, and it's actually the opposite. That is when you really test the discipline, because as a number 9, your job is to try to score goals, get on the end of service, and doing that, you have to stay as high as you possibly can and try to occupy the center backs.
Gomez on the free kick, wasted. USL on CBS Sports Network continues in September with a championship Eastern Conference battle of rivals looking to remain in the playoff hunt. Indy 11 Birmingham Legion. That is tomorrow at 5 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network.
Kids tickets for just $5. This offer is available online only, so act fast.
have a similar conversation with Calera on this side for Tulsa. Has not been involved yet, and look to find him long on that ball. Souza making his first start on loan from Seattle. Had a brief cameo appearance last game, just officially joined 12 days ago. See if the Roots try and test him down this near side, but very much a left side heavy attack, especially with Armenakis out there as the left back, the Roots. So it's the opposite side of possibly testing Trevian Souza.
Just see how aggressive FC Tulsa is at trying to press and squeeze the game, forcing a turnover for the Oakland Roots. The mentality for this Tulsa side wants to be on the front foot. They want to force turnovers high up the field. So now you're asking for the Oakland Roots to show a little bit of personality and courageousness to bypass that first line of pressure, because that is when Batash can really hurt Tulsa as he plays in between lines.
Sissoko slows it down. Good line splitting ball through. Calera. Souza couldn't keep it alive. Sloppy the first 20 minutes from both of these teams. You do expect maybe some jitters, some miscues given the importance of this game in the grand scheme of things. Look out. Oh my goodness. Skaggi on cue, adding to that list of miscues early on. Just took his eye off of the dribble. Chance now for Tulsa, and out for a corner. Skaggi upset with himself.
Last thing that you cannot have happen if you are the Oakland Roots is to give the ball over cheaply when trying to play to the back, with how explosive and how transitional Tulsa is. Weber doing a good job at having a little bit of hesitation, just trying to find a nice little window to really test Spiegel. Good heads up movement from Weber there. Saw that second ball coming in hot.
Weber, outswinger. Hackshaw the first to it. Stauffer goes down awkwardly. Roots looking to break out their Donor. There is a cavalry arriving down the middle of the pitch. If Donor can get things going here, pushes it out ahead. Donor curling it through. Holding strong again, Tulsa.
Need a little bit more depth on the ball in for more Donor. It's the right idea. But to really test this back line of Tulsa, you need the ball to split the back line and the goalkeeper. That's a nightmare for any defending player to deal with the service, to deal with the runs, especially when you are facing your own defensive goal.
San Antonio about to go final 3-1 at home over Orange County. Roots needed Orange County to lose there as well. Here's Wilson! 7 in 7 appearances! He stays hot and the Roots have a lead!
The service into Peter Wilson was always going to be a top priority for Benny Failhaber. Off the ball movement from Wolfgang Prentice, but this is all about the timing from the striker. Starts on the blind side at the last second, just slashes across of Pierre and does a really good job at just simply redirecting the ball, understanding the pace that Wolfgang Prentice puts this ball in. You just simply need to be your individual marker to the spot and just guide it past Peñaranda. Great ball in from Prentice. Good finish from Peter Wilson, and the Roots in the lead.
10th on the season, 7th in his last 7 appearances, 3rd as a married man.
As a striker, confidence is everything. You mentioned it early in the year, Peter Wilson having a really difficult time finding the back of the net. The goal looked really small, but as a striker, if you see the ball hit the back of the net, you start to gain some confidence, and now the goal looks massive. And that is where Peter Wilson is in his form right now.
Skaggi ushers it away. Conversation about the Roots, really ever since Benny Failhaber took over, is we know what their top end looks like. We also know how poor it could look on certain days when they aren't consistent. Last week on the road against Charleston, arguably the best team in the league after Louisville. They had only dropped points once at home all season. You go in there, you earn a tie, should have been a win. Now you've got first place Tulsa here, and you're leading at home, but can you seal the deal? Tulsa looking to respond immediately. Is it deflected? Both sides are pointing in their respective directions, and it is given as a corner. Whipped in again by Weber, right in front off the bar. Nobody else got a touch to it. It's a goal kick. Sigh of relief from the Roots after just going ahead.
We've seen the quality of Weber from set pieces, doing a good job putting the ball into a dangerous area, and it does seem like Kalhura getting on the end of it, almost really putting Spiegel under some pressure with his glancing header.
A long way to go still tonight, but last week at Charleston and so far this one here, it's proof of why I think the top teams in the Western Conference would rather not see Oakland make the playoffs. You can make the same case probably for some of the other teams around the playoff line right now in the Western Conference. Orange County, a lot of firepower, they've come together, but it feels like on their best day, the Roots have the highest high end of those teams. It's been defensive inconsistencies that have done them in, and they'll have to defend another corner now.
Just want to go back to the Peter Wilson goal on the right side of your screen. I want you to notice his movement at the last second when Pierre gets caught trying to figure out his location. That's when he slashes and gets goal side. As a number 9, your movement and your timing is everything. If you can get on the right side of your individual marker, you find success. Really well done for Peter Wilson.
Corner tally is rising rapidly for Tulsa. They've been largely ineffective. 2 corners ago, they hit the crossbar. Outside of that, it's been mostly wasted opportunities. Floated in again. Pierre still up there. Calera looking to settle. Hackshaw pokes away. Out wide. It's blocked on the effort from Owen Dom. Bouncing around. Laid off by Sissoko, who's still up from that corner. Weber feeds it through, hits the post. Oh, surprise Spiegel. I think it surprised everybody in between those lines. Seemed like it was a miss-hit cross and it hit the outside of the post.
Good bit of individual skill here from Weber just to create a little bit of separation between Panos Samronakis and himself. The quickness around the corner, and he's just trying to put this ball into a dangerous area. Nearly catches Spiegel, cheating yet again for an Oka Roots goalkeeper at that near post.
And it's Dom slipping it through. Calera out wide. Starting to get more of a rhythm now in the attack, Tulsa. Back to Spiegel in goal for the Roots. What do you make of it if you're one of the players who were out there in front of him? On a night like this, McIntosh has been stellar for you all season. Again, to our knowledge, coach's decision because McIntosh is on the bench. Do you feel less confident, more confident? Is it non-factor? Is it something that is weighing on your mind if you're one of the 10 men in front of him?
Well, you can look at it 2 ways. For a player, it also sends a message for Benny Thalber saying the standard needs to be high, right? If you have one off game, it's you're replaceable because the competition and the quality of the Oakland Roots, that's a really good challenge there.
And turn it into something now. Flag stays down, threaded through, back toward Calera and cleared by Gagi.
Talked about the movement for Peter Wilson, how he finds his goal. Calera needs to slash across Gagi there. The last second, if he does, it's a really good ball in from Delu to put the ball in the dangerous area. It's kind of that next man up mentality for watch out.
Shot for handball on the Tulsa side as Gagi leaned into it. Almost ended up as an own goal.
Over the last 10 minutes, we've seen just some immense amount of pressure put for FC Tulsa on this back line of the Oakland Roots. Really awkward from Zuzu, the way that this ball comes in. Gagi hits off his right knee. They actually are calling it for a corner kick, saying that the ball did go over the end line.
Just a reminder, no VAR, so even if there was more of a question on that possible handball from Gagi, the call made to the call that stands, but it seemed the referees got it right. This is corner number 6, though, in the early going from Tulsa. Still, they've largely been ineffective. Roots dealing with it again. Armanakis pokes it ahead to Batash. Foot race that he'll win. Gets through for Donor, barely. Armanakis in for Wilson, settled. Lost his footing, was offside anyway.
Exactly why you have Panos Armanakis playing a little bit deeper at his left back role. The game is in front of him, so he has the quality to pick out a pass. Batash needs to do a better job at leading the two Oakland Roots players. But as Panos Armanakis picks up his head, he is looking for one person only, and it is Peter Wilson, who plays in between the Lou and Coley here at the back post. His first touch just lets him down, as well as his timing, but good action for the Oakland Roots.
Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches available in Spanish throughout the rest of the regular season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete TV listings. Another free kick on the way for Tulsa.
Weber's done a really good job in that central location for Tulsa at just pushing the tempo. A little bit of change of pace, the explosiveness to run by two Oakland Roots players forces the issue. Really cleverly done. As he feels contact, he goes down. So and yet another set piece for Tulsa.
Coley, there is an option, as is Weber. 4 in the wall for Oakland. It is Coley right into the wall. Roles have reversed ever since Oakland scored. Up until that point, Roots had been controlling possession. Tulsa had been looking to counter. Now it's the other way around. The goal changes the complexion, yes, but the Roots got themselves into an issue playing like this a few games ago against Lexington on the road. They scored the early goal. They had been on the front foot up to that point. From that point on, they bunkered in. Far too much was left in that game to have bunkered in, and they succumbed late, conceding twice in the final 10 minutes, losing that game 2-1. So you wonder if they will try to fight back at some point, or if they are going to try and just counter the rest of the way and see if they could add some insurance.
So it's far too early for the Oakland Roots to sit a little bit more defensive. You want to continue with the momentum that you have gained in this game, in this first half, and continue to take the game to FC Tulsa. As you mentioned, that over the last 10 minutes, been all one-way traffic in favor of the visiting side.
Prentice helps earn a corner with his pressure. Second in this first half, brought to you by Ava Community Energy.
Wolfgang Prentice playing a line higher gives the Oakland Roots a little bit of a different look, just with his mobility and directness of movement. Panos Armanakis mentioned that he can pick a pass over 50, 60 yards. Really good relationship starting to form with the two left-footed players on the left-hand side.
Elton Garcia wants a word with Prentice and Coley. Now Hackshaw getting involved with Souza. Gomez, a lot of contact there. And nothing called. Wilson went down. Join us in style this year with the Roots Premium Seating, from the all-inclusive Club Oak to field boxes or dugout seats. Great options for any occasion. Secure your tickets now. Visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. I wonder if it's a live person or a recording at that number, because if I were ever in trouble, I might call that number, because that has been committed to memory now.
I call that number all the time. When everyone's someone to talk to, I call that number.
So it is a live person.
Live person.
Okay.
Johnny is his name. Like when you ignore my calls. That's why I call it. Never.
Never.
I go straight to voicemail while I call you.
I must have bad connection.
Cricket Wireless.
Time to go in this first half. It's been crickets and shots on target for Tulsa. 7 shots, none on target. 4 shots for the Roots, 2 on target. They've yet to test Spiegel. And again, for what has been such a big talking point tonight, the decision to go from Kendall McIntosh to Rafael Spiegel, Tulsa has not tested the keeper.
Tulsa's having a difficult time getting Calhera involved a little bit more often than they would want, especially with how deep Coley and Diallo are sitting. You need them to play a line higher. Good little interchange here. You can get Weber, you can get Dalu underneath Calhera. Now you have 3 real weapons for FC Tulsa, but there's just a big disconnect within the front 3 for Luke Spencer on the visiting side.
Donor keeps it in play. Oakland side is Oakland's nonprofit newsroom, providing you with the reporting and information on the stories that matter to you. Oakland side, News for Oakland. Kagi. Sissoko wins it. Right back to Biarahanga. Lou comes in strong, wins it clean. Gives it right back. Not connecting in the final third.
Just not clean enough. That is a pass that you need to connect into Weber, because if you do, really good opportunity for Tulsa to test the back line for the Yoka Roots, but just hasn't been clean enough for either side. When Oakland was trying to play out of the back, very sloppy. And when FC Tulsa does regain possession, unable to connect.
There's another example. Oakland trying to play out of the back. Nearly intercepted. As soon as Tulsa gets a touch to it, it goes right back to Oakland for a goal kick.
2 things need to be better there for the Yoka Roots. First, it's Gagi. You cannot play this ball into LMS now with pressure coming through his backside. You need to bypass that initial line and play into Batash. It's a hospital ball of sorts. And the second thing, El Masnawi needs to feel that pressure. He needs to receive the ball with his hips open so he can see the pass, but also he can see where he's going to go when he does receive it.
As you see, the referees, after a quick conversation, did change it to a corner as well. So corner number 7 now for Tulsa. Is it lucky number 7? Weber nodded back down. Still loose for Tulsa. Can they get it goal when it's blocked? Shout for a handball waved off. Seemed it came off the chest of Hackshaw. Pop back in now. Gagi gets ahead to it. Awkward collision. He's holding his back, and he could be holding every body part. He fell hard after the initial contact as well.
Put the ball in a dangerous area. You cause a little bit of chaos. Calhera doing a good job at keeping this thing alive. Showing a little bit of strength. And as this ball pops out, really difficult for Elton Garcia to point to the spot. Talk about the Yoka Roots and their box defending, doing a fantastic job at winning the real estate battle. Nothing in that whatsoever. Good no call from Elton Garcia. An even better willingness for Gagi to come across to take the contact from Pierre and clear the lines for the Yoka Roots.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Five remaining in this first half. Roots have been coasting a bit after scoring the only goal of the match. Peter Wilson, 23 minutes in. His 10th of the season, his 7th in his last 7 appearances. What's the difference right now? Glad to have you with us on ESPN Plus. Alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. After tonight, Tulsa, 5 games remaining. Roots, 6 games remaining. What's at stake? For Tulsa, a win clinches a playoff spot. They're really not in danger of falling out. They're the first place team. It's just a matter of how soon they clinch. For the Roots, trying to get up to that playoff line. They opened the night 6 points back. Now they're only 3 back of the line as things currently stand. And as things stand, the Roots would have a game in hand on 7th place Phoenix. Currently Phoenix in 7th on 31. Colorado Springs in 8th on 31. The Roots are down in 10th on 28 in the live table. But again, they have a game in hand on Phoenix, the 7th place team. 7th and 8th, both on 31 points. And the Roots play Phoenix next week. Here's Batash. Can they double down in this first half? El Masnawi. Wilson leaves it, still loose in front. And it was Prentice who couldn't get anything on it.
Peter Wilson needs to be quicker to recognize the space and attack this ball as well. And MLS now, we need to pick out Peter Wilson. 2 back-to-back opportunities missed for the Oakland Roots to double their lead.
See our first card of the match now.
Attention soccer fans and families, join us for a Thanksgiving Youth Camp November 24th, 25th, 26th from 9 to 12 at the USL Oakland Roots and Soul Performance Center.
Batash has had himself a really good game, and that is a great turn from Wolfgang Prentice to catch Owen Dahm out of his position. Picks up a yellow card, first of the evening.
Sign up today. Space is filling up fast.
Prentice goes down. Now again, it's Dahm who just picked up the yellow. They'll get a warning here from Elton Garcia. So here's how it stands right now near halftime. Tulsa still in first, but the gap is now just 5 to 2nd place Sacramento, who would have a game in hand. As Tulsa try to hold on to the 1 seed, they could have and could still clinch a playoff spot tonight. Trailing the Roots, who are looking to double that lead.
Yellow card issued FC Tulsa's number 2, Owen Dahm. Card issued the 42nd minute.
Armanakis bounces. Skaggi hits it, blocked. Struck it well. Back to Armanakis. El Masnawi. Here's how things stand again near that playoff line. Roots 3 back of Phoenix and the Switchbacks have a game in hand on Phoenix. Not the case with Colorado Springs, both in the same number of games played. Next week's matchup massive, but it becomes bigger if the Roots can hold on to this win. If they drop points now from a winning position, Oakland, next week's game against Phoenix takes on a different light. Calera chested down, saved by Spiegel. First time called into question tonight, makes a big save. Greeted warmly by his captain, Akshop.
Continue to talk about the positioning as a number 9. The last second, Calera comes across Skaggi, and that just gives Duluth the ability to go out and attack this ball. Good recognition from the winger. That is a good save from Spiegel in terms of his positioning to not give any sort of angle for FC Tulsa to draw this game 1-1.
8th corner, the header off the bar. Second time they've hit the bar off a corner. Some luck going the Roots' way. Bad luck on the Tulsa side. They keep it alive. Spiegel has it calmly. Game of inches. Sometimes the fortune's in your favor, sometimes not. Soccer gods smiling on the Roots through 45 minutes.
Just giving a lot of credit for Spiegel in terms of his positioning. Gets caught in no man's land here. As a goalkeeper, that is the last thing.
Oakland Roots return home Tuesday, October 7th at 7 p.m. here at the Coliseum against Hartford Athletic. Individual tickets still available. Get them before they sell out. To secure your tickets, visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets. Call 510-488-1144 for more info. 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half, brought to you by KTVU Plus. Rearranging some of the furniture on that far side, moving the ad boards to gain some more runway for this long throw. Didn't matter. Centered, Hackshaw there. Lofted back in.
Good touch.
Great touch to keep that alive by DeLu. A lot of service in the area for this Tulsa team. Not a lot of connectivity after that. Is there a counter that's being allowed here by Elton Garcia? He brought the whistle to his mouth. As soon as Peter Wilson latched onto the ball, he let it go. Only to blow the whistle dead anyway here in this first half, with the Roots up 1-0 on first place FC Tulsa.
If you're Betty Failhaber, you're happy with the result after that first 45 minutes. Now you need to continue with the momentum, trying to score that second to put this game to bed. And for Luke Spencer, chance creation is not the issue. Now it's having a little bit more quality and being more clinical in that final third. Sets up for an intriguing next 45 minutes.
On a night where Tulsa could have officially clinched their first playoff berth in 4 years, they go into the break down 1-0 against the Roots team that is battling for its playoff life. Right now they are giving themselves life with a 1-0 lead over Tulsa. More to come from the Coliseum.
And being physically active are two of the most important things that you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You put on the biggest event of the year every single weekend, surviving the strongest storms, meeting chaos with composure. You roll up your sleeves to roll out the red carpet, because the end of the night for you is the beginning of the rest of their lives. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge. A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
What's up, everyone? My name is Peter Wilson. I'm here with Wolfgang Prentice. We're at the Rockridge BOT Station, about to make a Town Smack episode. Gonna try out some new foods, and let's go, man. Before I give a quick shout out to Bart,
Want to thank you guys for getting us to our destination. Also getting Peter at the house today instead of to spend 8 hours playing Call of Duty, 3K.
Check out this place. There's a lot going on right here, guys. A lot of options, a lot of different cuisine from all around the world. Yeah, I want to kill Caesar and a pasta. Yeah, this is the place where you come and get lunch. And yeah, let's try it out and see how it is.
Give it a try, man.
It's fresh. No, it's a lot of flavors. Can I meet you?
Alamba and
Peter.
Amazing. We've been open for 38 years, and so many of our customers, every single day, they come in sporting your Roots t-shirts because there's so much pride here in Oakland, and so we're stoked to have you guys here. This is the Lazy Man's cheese. You don't even have to chew it. It just melts in your mouth.
What is it called?
It's on some bread. Go ahead, just try it. It's a French triple creme. It's called brioche savarin. It's just like butter. Put that on a potato chip with a little caviar. It's spectacular.
Oh, that's good.
And isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that for New Year's Eve or when you win a game, you can celebrate with a delightful triple creme and some champagne.
Yeah. Wow. Something new. That was something new.
Right?
So we just made it to Becky's Chinese restaurant out here in Rockridge. We're about to try out their menu and see what's good. There was another couple spots that we could go to, but we made it to Becky's.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, man. The standard does seem high here, so.
I just got told they've been out here for 30 years, man. That's older than me.
That's all I needed to hear.
I want to take this moment to thank one of our partners, Visit Oakland, for making this Town Smacks episode possible. Check out visitoakland.com for food recommendation, hotel stays, anything Oakland, basically. And thanks again for today's recommendation.
Okay. I got the house special chow mein. Has a little bit of all three meats in there, some shrimp, some beef, some chicken, a little bit of variety in there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of veggies in there, some chow mein.
That's looking
Looks good.
I got the Mongolian 3 combination, and it's beef, chicken, and some prawns with rice noodles.
Yes. I think it's only fair. We're at a Chinese spot. We got to use chopsticks. Do you know how to use chopsticks?
I'm about to find out, I guess. Something like this. Got it. Nope.
There you go.
Doesn't matter, man. Good. Everything is great. Thank you.
What's my fortune gonna be? Mine says by working hard, you get to play hard, guilt-free.
Said, I was like, learn Chinese, lollipop, bang, 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 lucky numbers, 5. What's this? What's going on here? Don't be discouraged because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. Do you got room for dessert?
There's always room for dessert, man.
At an ice cream place, there's always room for dessert. It says on the sign right here, probably the best ice cream ever at Bad Walters. They got a lot of options here. We got boba, we got pizza. But I'm just excited for some ice cream. It's a beautiful weather outside, so let's say it.
Yeah, let's get in, man.
Yeah. So, frosty dip.
I usually get the basic 2 scoops with the base of being plain old vanilla, obviously, and the second flavor is called Mick Jagger, so I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, I wanted to go with something a little bit new for me, so I got the Mick Jagger. I think it's Oreo with some salty caramel. Mick Jagger is good. Bro, I don't know how they did it, but the Oreo, the crunch, the salty caramel, but it was really good, man. Bad Walters, it says probably the best ice cream you ever had. It's up there for debate, but what's sure? Bad Walters definitely smacks. Thank you again, guys, for watching another episode of Town Smacks. And thanks again to our partners, Visit Oakland and Bart. If you ever need some recommendation and how to get around, tap in with them.
Yeah, man, as always, like, and subscribe on the video. And if you have any more recommendations for us, we'd love to know in the comments. We'd like to see all the different spots and really explore more of Oakland and see the different spots. So, yeah.
All right, Wolfie.
Sit down, man. Let's go play some Call of Duty, man. Let's go, man.
Sana, sana. Sana, sana, colita de rana.
Sana sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy,
sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana sana.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It doesn't just have great bones. It was the backbone of your community. So you breathe in new life, grinding away to make space for tomorrow, for your people. This isn't just a restoration. It's a revival. Because you're always willing to double down on your neighborhood. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge. A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Fans waiting anxiously for the start of half number 2 here at the Coliseum with the Roots up 1-0 on FC Tulsa. Broader look around USL Championship now with some news and notes. Louisville. And when we come back, we will have that second half. Tulsa tonight with the victory, or a draw in this case, could clinch their playoff spot for the first time in 4 years. Roots battling to get up toward that playoff line. A massive 45 minutes in the Western Conference playoff picture coming your way in a moment.
A dazzling goal for 20,000 to witness a jubilation.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador, Spiked Bebidas.
It turns out Oakland sports fans won't have to wait long to catch another game at the Oakland Coliseum.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Look back at the highlights from the first half of action with the Roots up 1-0 on FC Tulsa. And Ricky, most of what you'll see is actually down at the other end for Tulsa, but it came after Oakland took that lead 23 minutes in.
Really good off-the-ball movement from Wolfgang Prentice to hit this first time. And it's all about the timing from Peter Wilson to slash across the Lens Pierre at the last second. And it's a clever finish.
They had 8 corners in that half, Tulsa, but could not convert. Only 1 shot on target as Tulsa go left to right in the white, Roots right to left in the black. Underway now in half number 2. And for the second time in 2 weeks, Ricky, you and I are going to see this. Let's do it again. Last week, you and I had the same thing where there was a false start on the kickoff. Reset the clock. There we go. Elton Garcia, bring everybody back. There we go. Simplest thing to do in the sport, and we so often mess it up.
Just trying to keep you on your toes.
Apparently. Kickoff theory is interesting to me, and we could spend 10 minutes on this. You look around the world, and there's teams now who are just taking the kick of the PSG model. You just take the kickoff, and you down it in the corner, and you go press the team. Others will go back to the goalkeeper. Others try to get so fancy like that where you time it up on a play, and you have a false start, and you got to come back. It's a kickoff, man. What are we doing?
Oh, just shooting from target from there.
Sure.
You haven't seen that?
I have.
That's not your FIFA play?
No.
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 You're a possession type of guy.
Possession type of guy. First corner of the second half now for Tulsa, 9th of the game. I think comes out of this one. Weber clipping it ahead. Did it glance off of Donor's head? It did. 10th corner of the night, second of this second half already for Tulsa.
Picking up right where we left off in this second half with FC Tulsa just whipping the ball into a dangerous area, just hoping one of their teammates can get on the end of it in terms of the service. But give credit to the Oakland Roots. They've done a really good job in terms of their box defending as well. But one thing that we've seen from Weber is he's going to provide real quality in terms of his service right on top of that 6-yard box.
Whipped in, better ball this time. Peter Wilson got his head to it. Still on here for DeLu. Travian Souza. Oh, we saw it in the first half. Oh, he almost knocked over that lady's drinks. Watch out.
And the popcorn?
Popcorn sealed. That bag was tied. The second time we've seen him just with no regard for the advertising. And in both instances for long throws that never amounted to anything. Spiegel connects with Wilson. Luke Spencer will hand it off to Souza. You wonder what was said in the locker room from Luke Spencer to his group. Certainly not their finest first half, but they responded well after conceding. In the second half of that first half, after the goal was scored, it was one-way traffic in Tulsa's direction. Launched again by Souza. Glanced on, this time it worked out. What he had in mind on that long throw. Some contact there, not enough for a penalty. Armanakis pushes it away. Down away from the play. Sissoko. Quite pick up where it happened. Sissoko reaching down at that left ankle.
Almost center of your screen. Sissoko comes through. Gagi challenges for the ball. It almost seems like he lands when he does fall on the left ankle area or Achilles of Sissoko. No ill will, nothing in that in terms of pointing a potential penalty, but it's not gonna feel good if you are Sissoko. Leave that calf Achilles area exposed, and Gagi just comes down and lands on it. Please, okay to continue on for Luke Spencer. We talked about how good FC Tulsa is defensively. When you have a center back as physical as Sissoko, the leader, big reason why.
Luke Spencer's team this year have done a really good job of responding in second halves and battling back. Picking up an extra point, or in some cases 3. What they've been able to do in second halves of matches. See if they have some of that magic again here on the road. It's coming against top teams too. They did it on the road against Louisville. Haven't really dropped many points at home, but they did against Tulsa. Oakland would like some insurance. Intercepted by Sissoko. Point to a couple of matches on Oakland's schedule where they had leads and it turned into 2-1 defeats. Home against Phoenix, at Lexington. It turned over here. Calero with it, leading the charge, goes for goal, it's in. Just like that, it's level again at the Coliseum on a miscue defensively. Calero now has a dozen on the season.
The work rate, the willingness, and the quality from Calera here. Notice the amount of ground that he covers, continuing to put pressure on Rory Donor, nothing in that whatsoever. And as he picks up his head, understand that Hackshaw is splitting a difference, so he needs to go on himself. Puts himself between him, the ball, and Rory Donor, creates a little bit of separation, and it's a really good finish. It's a wrong foot Spiegel to this far post. A little bit of individual brilliance for Calera to draw this game 1-1 moments after halftime.
Just as I was saying, it was that Lexington game, that Phoenix game. Roots had 1-0 leads. They never found that insurance goal. They lost both of those 2-1. Had opportunities in the first half for the insurance. Haven't really seen anything yet in the second half. And before they could even have that conversation, it's 1-1, and the momentum flips.
Earlier this year, I had the ability to speak with Luke Spencer, and I asked him about Taylor Calhara and why he's been so successful in USL Championship. And the first thing that came out of the mouth of Luke Spencer's work rate, the willingness to buy in on who we want to be, the first line of pressure, and that is on display. How he takes his goal in a fantastic manner. As a number 9, if you have the willingness to hunt down a ball, beat your individual marker, Sissoko's done. He goes down.
And it looks like he's actually feeling at something different this time. He hands off the captain's armband. To your point, he knows he's done. What they were looking at last time was the left calf of Sissoko. Now the trainer out there working on the right quad of Sissoko. So it's a completely different injury from what he was being treated for a moment ago. And this one more significant. He sheds the captain's armband. He passes it off to Lucas Stauffer for now. And it'll be Lamar Batista taking his spot on the back line.
Substitution proceeds also the 54th minute. Coming on the field with number 15, Lamar Batista.
Calhara really is a microcosm of what this Tulsa season has been. Sitting here now on 12 goals, a player who maybe in a different year or depending on the situation, you're looking at as a potential lock for a first-team all-league player. Maybe he can get there with a good stretch run. But you're looking up at Cal Jennings on 15 goals, Bonfilio in Miami with 13 goals, Goodrum in Louisville with 12 goals. So there's other guys around him in a crowded Golden Boot race where everybody chasing Cal Jennings, but he's quietly on a dozen. And this Tulsa team is quietly in first place. And it's felt all year like they've been sneaking up on teams, but at some point you got to figure out this is the best team in the Western Conference on paper. Results matter. And they've been churning out the results all season long. And speaking of results, now that they're level again, Tulsa, with what's going on in Phoenix, allowed it up 2-0 on the road over Phoenix Rising. This tie would be enough for Tulsa to officially clinch a playoff spot. There's a scenario coming in the night, either a win, and you don't need any help from anywhere else, or a draw plus Phoenix dropping points, be it a draw or a loss. So this 1-1 scoreline, Loudoun's 2-0 lead over Phoenix would be good enough for Tulsa to officially clinch a playoff spot. Now a corner for the Roots, brought to you by Ava Community Energy. Tulsa would be the first team in the Western Conference to clinch a playoff spot. Third team overall after Louisville and Charleston already did so in the East. Tulsa, though, again, their sights set higher. In the live table, a 5-point lead on Sacramento for the 1 seed in the West. So Sacramento have a game in hand. Armanakis now from the corner whips it in. Over the head of Prentice. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Getting really sloppy here for the Oakland Roots, and now a transitional moment in favor of FC Tulsa. Bottom of your screen, good run.
It was going that way for Dom. Chance to remind you that Owen Dom is the only yellow card to remember from that first half as well.
Does seem like tactically FC Tulsa has changed things on the right-hand side. Owen Dom is a little bit more aggressive and higher up the field. Lucas Stauffer will slot back and play more of a defensive role here.
Donner beaten to the end line. It's squared back for Dom. Wrong side of the post. You can feel the momentum shift early in this second half. Tulsa picking up right where they left off in the first, except this time they've already made it count once and nearly did a second time.
Really good recognition from Owen Dom to come around the corner, understanding the back line for the Oakland Roots is retreating, so the space is about 12 yards out. Gets his body shape right and nearly sneaks his ball into that top corner of Spiegel's goal. Good effort from the outside player for Tulsa.
Oakland preparing a change. It'll be Tyler Gibson for Ali El Masnawi. Batista. Gomez, awkward challenge, play on for now. Spot through, Wilson saved. Gotta be a card coming after that challenge, and there is. Gomez still writhing in pain.
Really tough challenge here for Diallo, just trying to cover a lot of ground. Studs are exposed, catches Danny Gomez, and the movement from Peter Wilson is really good just to peel off of Lamar Batista. If you take a look at this foul, and again, the ball's gone. It's a swooping motion deserving of a yellow card. But at some point, as this ball continues to come across Peter Wilson, he needs to attack it a bit quicker. As you let the play develop, you go a little bit too wide, and that gives Johan Pandaranja the advantage in terms of the angle.
Diallo joins Dom in the book. Ticking toward the hour mark. Gomez still down, favoring that leg. A moment of healing brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Health Insurance, so you too can sana sana. Has Oakland let the momentum of this game get too far away? Possession was 60-40 Oakland at the time of their goal. They were in control. After that moment, when Tulsa went down a goal, they completely took control, and now possession is actually 51-49 in Tulsa's favor.
We've talked about it's a mental shift for the Oakland Roots. You do a good job at finding the go-ahead goal, and that is when you need to continue to put on the pressure. But we've seen the Oakland Roots actually take their foot off the gas a little bit, and that just gives FC Tulsa the confidence and the ability to gain momentum. And since coming out with a break, FC Tulsa has been the better side. So for Benny Feilhaber, you need players with experience, specifically like Tyler Gibson, to come on and just give you a sense of security in terms of your ball retention.
Favorable bounce here for Tulsa, just beyond the reach. Armanakis. Again, Panos curling it. Wilson kind of contort his body down to meet it. Did, but he couldn't direct it toward goal.
Great
challenge from Gagi. Gibson. Donner. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. That includes USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more on Sirius XM 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Yarahanga threads it through. Donor there, Wilson making the run. Fed that way, Wilson with a quick strike over the bar. Met it on the rise up, couldn't keep it under the bar.
The work rate and the movement from Peter Wilson has taken a jump to the next level, as we've seen over the course of 2025. His timing, when to meet the ball, when to arrive into the attacking 18-yard box, has been the biggest difference that we've seen in the service into him as well. Continuing to grow into a complete number 9 in USL Championship.
Corner for Tulsa. It's been their calling card all season long. Just an ability to come from behind, earn additional points, turn draws into wins after turning losses into draws. Chested down on the volley. Dom had it blocked. Spiegel confident coming through. He's fouled. It's also preparing a change. Stefan Lukic set to come on. Alex DeLue, we're told, will be the player departing. Harvey St. Clair also set to come on, told that'll be for Trevion Souza. Changes on the way for FC Tulsa. Fresh legs with the wind at their sails after tying it just about 15 minutes ago now. Dangerous pass back. Wilson nearly gets there. Peñaranda clears. Could have been disastrous at that end for FC Tulsa.
Good reading of the play from Johan Peñaranda and good positioning. As a goalkeeper, you're taught to stay connected within the game, meaning that if the ball is deep in the opponent's half, you need to take a more of an aggressive position at higher up the field, just in case for the ball over the top. Those two players between Calhera and Gagi going at it. Two physical and big boys.
Of changes ready now for the Roots, so we'll see 4 new players in all coming in here at this stoppage. As mentioned, Lukic and St. Clair for DeLue and Souza on the Tulsa side. For the Roots, it's E.J. Johnson for Wolfgang Prentice, and the return of Danny Trejo replacing Faisal Batash. They got him in an acquisition from Birmingham, Danny Trejo, just as he was set to take on a starting role after 2 appearances as a sub for the Roots. He picked up an injury, he's missed the last couple of weeks. Available and back out there tonight. See if he can finally pay the dividends of the acquisition.
What an opportunity this is for Danny Trejo to come on and produce a little bit of magic at finding the back of the net exactly when the Yoka Roots need it the most. Talking about the complementary pieces now on the front line. EJ Johnson, more of a slasher, has the legs are running behind it, stretch the game. Peter Wilson will throw his big body around to be a focal point, and you have Danny Trejo, a slasher that wants to go and get touches. Getting those three involves understanding the movement off one another will be top priority for the 23 remaining here for the Oakland Roots. On the other side, Lukic is a player that Luke Spencer talked highly about in our phone call, saying he probably won't get the recognition he deserves, but he embodies what it means to be an FC Tulsa player with his attitude and mentality throughout the season.
Sides have taken one shot on target each in this second half. Relatively quiet in the attack overall. Just about 20 minutes remaining here in Oakland. Glad to have you with us on ESPN Plus alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Roots took the 1-0 lead in the 23rd minute. Tulsa tied it in the 51st minute. As it stands, Tulsa would clinch a playoff spot. This draw coupled with Phoenix losing at home against Loudoun. That game is 2-0 Loudoun early in the second half. Still a ways to go. But as it stands, Tulsa would officially clinch a playoff spot. Roots would still be within touching distance of that playoff line. 31 points is the number to get to right now. Colorado Springs in 8th, Phoenix in 7th, both on that same number, 31. The Roots on 26 in the live table. Win would be massive. You could go into next week's game against Phoenix head-to-head, down 3 points. You'd control your destiny. From the free kick, Gagi gets ahead to it. Still loose. Johnson trying to settle, fresh off his goal last week on the penalty against Charleston. Monterey Bay is leading New Mexico 1-0 with 20 minutes to go. Doesn't mean a whole lot right now unless Monterey Bay can essentially string 3 or 4 wins together to end the season. We'll have 4 games remaining after tonight. Every other team around them has either 2 or 3 games in hand on them, and they are still, even having played those additional games, 4 points back of the playoff line. And as if they hold on to their win against New Mexico at 20 to play.
Seeing FC Tulsa shift into a 4-back system. Software play at the left-back position. St. Clair play at the right-back position. Your double pivot of Coley and Diallo. And now you have Owen Dom, the right winger underneath. Galera, Lukic, the left winger. The number 10 will be Weber. It's a little bit of a change in terms of the formation for Luke Spencer and FC Tulsa.
Trejo. Johnson. EJ Johnson looking for Peter Wilson right at Peñaranda. Lukic, his first involvement as a sub, floating it all the way across on the volley, right back through. Gagi deflects it away. Good run this off the back line from the Batista.
Good read from Gagi.
Given away. Careless again at the back from the Roots. That's how they gave away that equalizing goal. Coley, flick through. Oh, this is brilliant movement around here. Tulsa just needed a goal to cap it off. Would have been a teaching tape type of goal in the buildup.
So quick, so fluid, and so clean from FC Tulsa. Players understanding the areas that they can operate in. Oakland Roots chasing shadows with this last action. And as Weber just cleverly tries to wrong foot Spiegel through the legs of Hackshaw, nearly caps off a fantastic move for FC Tulsa. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
I'm a little busy at the moment, but Johnson, oh, he is dragged from behind. Let's see if there's a yellow to boot here. Oh, wow, it's going to go against EJ Johnson. Pardon me. Seemed like it was initiated by Tulsa defensively there. No, it did start further back with Johnson.
The little hand of the jersey from EJ Johnson as he's pulling back. St. Clair, and as his play develops, now both players just trying to go with it. Physical altercation between the two of them.
I should know better than to doubt Elton Garcia.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's one of the best referees the league has to offer. Again, had the whistle for the final back in 2023. Charleston Phoenix Classic that was, with Phoenix tying it late. Ended up going to a shootout. Charleston had a lead in that shootout. Phoenix comes back to win it. The embodiment of just perseverance and resilience, that Phoenix Rising team 2 years ago.
It's a big day for you, huh?
I was a little busy that day, yeah.
Care to share why?
After this, headed on, it's saved by Spiegel. Another dangerous moment for Tulsa. If there's a third goal in this game, Ricky, it feels like it's coming Tulsa's way rather than Oakland's way.
More threatening. FC Tulsa, again, the terms of the service, putting the ball into a dangerous area. But again, Oakland Roots need to do a better job by not leaving them exposed out of the back. Numerical advantage at the far post for Tulsa almost gets the go-ahead goal with Calher getting on the end of the service. Good ball here.
Heavy touch, though, from Dom. Johnson, nice move. Better defensive play in the end. Delence Pierre coming across. Quarter of an hour remains, still 1-1 at the Coliseum. Hackshaw comes up for a long throw. Roots have scored on this long throw this year. Gagi is always the target in these moments. Hackshaw. And out for a corner, brought to you by Ava Community Energy. Gomez was ready to deliver. Elton Garcia comes in for a chat. Now it is Gomez. Johnson tracking. He goes down very hard, out for a goal kick. Jurgen Dahm entering, replacing Maury Donor.
Difficult evening for Maury Donor. Not really as impactful he would want Got beat on the Calhera goal. Not really affording and giving the Oakland Roots that positive impact, especially in the attacking phase of play that we've come to expect as of late from Maury Donor.
Let's see if Jürgen Dahm can provide it in relief. Awkward coming together between Hackshaw and Dahm there. Both seem worse for wear. Alton Garcia will let it play out now. They're both down, so both sides are essentially playing even strength. It's just 10v10 instead of 11v11 for the moment, while they're both still down on the turf. Dahm. Jürgen Dahm. And cleared by Batista. Back to Dahm. Second bite at the apple. Dahm ends up on top of the netting. As it stands, Tulsa on 47 points, 6 points clear of Sacramento, though Republic do have a game in hand in that race for the 1 seed. Most importantly, though, right now, with this tied score, Loudoun winning 2-0 over Phoenix, Tulsa would clinch a playoff spot if both those results hold. It'll be their first appearance since 2021. And Phoenix, again, losing to Loudoun, keeps Phoenix and Colorado Springs both on 31. The Roots are down in 11th on 26, 5 points back. They can steal a win late here. They get to within 3 of the playoff line instead of 5, and their opponent next week is Phoenix. It's on the road, but they can take matters into their own hands. Johnson backing into Batista. Johnson tugged down. No VAR. Call made is a call that stands and it's play on. Looked like there was a good bit in that. Batista tugging on the jersey.
And really similar to what we saw with E.J. Johnson and St. Clair on this near side of the screen. Again, the vertical movement. And see going like for like with both players. E.J. Johnson has a handful of Lamar's, Batista's jersey, and going back the other way as well with Lamar. E.J. Johnson, good no call by Nelson Garcia. He's been really good 80 minutes in it, just continuing to control this game and not let it getting out of hand.
Two more changes being readied for Tulsa. Kenny Trejo. Played through, it's nearly there for Wilson.
Really good idea from E.J. Johnson.
Elliot Goldthorpe and Trevor Ammon coming on. Goldthorpe replacing Owen Dahm. Ammon replacing Jamie Weber.
That's how aggressive that these subs are for Luke Spencer tells you that he does believe that there is points on the table for FC Tulsa to grab. Goldthorpe is going to give you 1v1 ability, quality in the final third with his service, final product. Trevor Ammon, a player a couple years back, took League One by storm. Got his move to Sacramento Republic. Now he comes for FC Tulsa and a true goal scorer, and he's going to shift right up top with Calhera.
If Tulsa are able to go on and get this win, Trejo wins it back. Try from distance here for Biarahanga. Actually might have been a pass in the end for Wilson. And if they get this win late on, Tulsa, they'd have to feel very good about their chances to lock up that 1 seed in the Western Conference. Goldthorpe. If they end up winning this game, they go to 49 points. They'd be 8 points clear of Sacramento Republic. Republic would have 6 games remaining, Tulsa 5 games remaining. Even if Sacramento win that game in hand, it would be a 5-point gap with 5 games remaining. You'd have to like your chances if you're FC Tulsa, especially with 3 of the final 5 coming at home. Not an easy schedule the rest of the way, but 3 of the 5 at home. They finished the season, Tulsa at Indy, home Lexington, home San Antonio, at El Paso, home Colorado Springs. For Oakland, the road ahead is at Phoenix, at El Paso, home Hartford, at Vegas, at New Mexico, home Lexington. And the word I used most there was at. It's a lot of road games down the stretch here for the Roots. Have to take care of business at home, and they have 7 minutes and change to do so tonight. Going into the final 10 games of the season, the internal target the Roots set was winning 6 of their final 10 games. They felt that would be enough for a playoff spot. Trejo, they've already won 1. In the 3 games so far in this final 10, they are 1-1-1. Had a lead last week, blew it. Had a lead tonight, squandered it. Johnson comes all the way through. Wilson lays it off, left it short though. Armanakis recovers. Armanakis wide. I don't know that it took a touch. Looks like it'll be a goal kick, and that is the signal and the indication.
Good work from Peter Wilson to understand Panos Armanakis is in a better position and he can go on attack, but I just want you to notice this first touch for Panos. Sets up St. Clair, and as he shifts, that's when he takes a separation touch out of his body. And you would bet Panos Armanakis on his preferred left foot, he should be hitting the target from about 13 yards on an angle or forcing a save from Peñaranda. Just pulls it wide, and that's a big opportunity for the Oakland Roots. That goes begging.
Magic spray for Peñaranda. I wonder what Benny Feilhaber is thinking and what button is there for him to push. He's used already 4 subs. He's got Julian Bravo and Camden Riley available. Neither of them necessarily move the needle in the attack like for like, but option is there to bring on Bravo and push Armanakis into a higher roll up the field. 5 minutes plus stoppage remaining. I don't think that he's content with a point. That point could be all the difference in the end with how tight the West is, sure. For a Roots team that is running out of time, it feels like they need 3. It doesn't feel like Benny Feilhaber is treating it that way with his substitution pattern tonight. Interesting predicament these last couple of games for the Roots. At Charleston, home Tulsa, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league. Over the head of Goldthorpe. If you were to look at those 2 games, Charleston, Tulsa, and say the Roots would tie both, you take it in a vacuum. But knowing the situation in the playoff race, those ties feel like losses. Trying to change this tie into a win. Armanakis looking for Trejo, wins it back. Trejo goes down, and Elton Garcia, he seemed to think about playing advantage, but you're going to want that free kick there over where that ball ended up 10 times out of 10. He ends up giving them the free kick in a very dangerous spot.
Danny Trejo has been really active since coming onto this field. I just want you to notice how he anticipates this ball as it's going to come centrally. Takes the inside track of Colby, And as Lamar Batista steps up, it is a foul. Lamar is late at stepping in and takes out Danny Trejo. But he has changed the way that the Oakland Roots attack Danny Trejo, because as he's playing a little bit deeper underneath Peter Wilson and EJ Johnson, with their mobility, their verticality, that allows Danny Trejo to have the game in front of him, and he can make decisions, whether it is running with the ball at his feet, connecting, or just trying to bypass FC Tulsa's defense.
This could be a defining moment in the Roots season if someone produces the spectacular. Gomez, Trejo, Armanakis. Well, Trejo departs. It'll be Gomez or Armanakis. Five in the wall, standing up, one laying down. It's Armanakis into the wall. Drifting out, corner for the Roots. 2 minutes plus stoppage remaining. Armanakis to get it to his left foot if he can. He dishes instead. Gibson ahead, looking for Johnson. Gagi goes down. Throw for the Roots. They wait for Hackshaw to come up and take a long throw. Yes, they'll leave it for him. Dry off the hands and the ball. Make sure conditions are pristine. All that to go short anyway. Hackshaw, take it out.
Challenge.
Dangerous challenge. Goldthorpe shown a yellow.
No need, if you are Elliot Goldthorpe, to come into a challenge this aggressively and this late. Studs are exposed. It catches Hackshaw on the follow through. Rash challenge from the sub, deserving of a yellow.
He's lucky that lead foot didn't make contact and it went through the legs instead. Otherwise,
he's
Roots
gone.
would be up a man these last few minutes here. Figuring 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage time, but waiting for official word.
Really important from this angle. You need to bypass that first defender.
Armanakis does just that, but he doesn't bypass the second or third defender, and it didn't matter because the Roots committed a foul. What did I miss? I said we figured 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage. We're told it's going to be 7. Am I forgetting something?
You're not good at math?
Did you think there was 7 minutes of stoppage time?
Of course. I agree with Elson Garcia every single time.
Okay.
Had the whistle in 2023. I agree with you. 7's aggressive.
Trying to rack my brain for any injury stoppage. I don't think there was anything crazy in this app, but in any event, 7 minutes tacked on, an opportunity for one of these two teams to turn 1 point into 3. And it would be impactful for both if they can do it. Tulsa would have a stranglehold on the 1 seed. They would officially clinch a playoff spot, though they may anyway this evening. We're not going to know until well after this game goes final. Remember when Loudoun and Phoenix had that 10 minutes of stoppage time in the first half? That game will end well after ours will. If this ends in a tie, so long as Phoenix don't score 3 goals and end up winning that game, Tulsa would clinch a playoff spot. We won't be able to guarantee that once we go off the air in this game. And for Oakland again, if they can tack on 2 more points to their tally with a win here late on, they'd be 3 back of Phoenix for one of those final 2 playoff spots. And next week they visit Phoenix and can take matters into their own hands. And right on cue, as I'm giving you the scenario, the score just updated. It's now 2-1 Loudoun. Giannis Learman own goal for Loudoun. And then you see 81st minute. They still have 10 minutes to go. Tulsa will be able to gather, whether on field or in locker room if they so choose, once this game goes final, if this result holds. See if Loudoun can hold on against Phoenix, and Tulsa would celebrate clinching a playoff spot tonight. Trejo, give and go. Danny Trejo, second touch too heavy.
Good work from Danny Trejo to try to receive this ball back, but just the ball gets cut underneath his feet. But just a profile player that he is giving the Oakland Roots something that has been missing. The type of electric movements, very explosive, whether it is combination with the ball at his feet as well.
A lot of contact here again, involving E.J. Johnson. Armanakis out for a throw, 5 minutes to go.
Amount of traffic right in front of Peñaranda.
Watch Gagi, he's right by the post. This set play for the Roots, he'll usually start off the field beyond the end line so he can remain unmarked and then will come into his space. There he is beyond the end line, but it goes short again. Back-to-back instances now where they geared up for that long throw, goes short instead, and nothing comes of it.
Just wasteful for the Oakland Roots. You need a goal. You had the opportunity to cause some chaos right in front of Peñaranda. If you do change the angle, you try to catch FC Tulsa sleeping at that back post, but the problem was there was no secondary action at someone crashing the weak side for the Roots. Those are two back-to-back opportunities on set pieces that the Oakland Roots unable to have an end product through.
Cleared by Hackshaw. He's put into an awkward position. Peter Wilson fouled. Johnson leaves it for Gomez. Gomez through, Wilson. Dangerous look there. Trevor Ammon was streaking through. Lukic unable to thread the needle. Feilhaber getting his steps in, trying to retrieve that ball. Luke Spencer in less of a hurry to get the ball back in play. The difference is where these two teams stand right now. Draw's okay for Tulsa. Roots could be. We won't know for a few weeks, but a win is much more helpful for the Roots and their cause to get to that playoff line. Tulsa, they have the safety net knowing they're in first place, and it's almost mathematically impossible to miss the playoffs. Almost. As current results look, they would clinch that spot tonight. Final minute of stoppage time. Here's Dom. Neither side has had an effort in stoppage time. 7 minutes of it, you would have thought one of these two teams could produce one more heart in throat moment. Maybe it comes here. Hackshaw, Johnson, back for Hackshaw on his preferred left foot. Hackshaw, Armanakis floats one beyond Johnson, and Tulsa able to clear again. Bounces favorably here for Hammond. Hackshaw comes back to win it. Maybe one last look up the field with 20 seconds to go. Tom.
Just too slow for the Oakland Roots. You need a goal.
Gagi brought down by Goldthorpe, who's already on a yellow. 7 minutes come and gone. They won't even need to take that free kick, the Roots. There is the final whistle. It finishes 1-1 between Oakland and Tulsa.
Just not enough quality for the Oakland Roots in that final third. Needs to be a little bit frustrating for Benny Feilhaber. The chances were there, but FC Tulsa has shown their grit, their togetherness to grind out a hard-fought draw here at the Coliseum as they continue to stay at the top of the table.
Fighter of the match this evening is Peter Wilson, presented by Modelo, a reward for those of the fighting spirit. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. He scored the goal that gave the Roots the lead back in the first half.
Really good finish from Peter Wilson, but it comes off the heels of his timing and the ability to sort his feet out. That's a tough ball in from Wolfgang Prentice. Gets goal side, and it's a clinical finish for Peter Wilson, full of confidence.
It's his 10th of the season, his 7th in 7 appearances, but it wasn't enough tonight for the Roots to take all 3 points. Final score brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. 1-1 it finishes. We're back in a moment to wrap things up from the Coliseum.
Eating a balanced diet and being physically active are two of the most important things that you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you.
You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge. A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Final score presented by Anthem Blue Cross, 1-1 this evening between Oakland and Tulsa. A look back at how it all went down. Take you back to the goals. For the Roots, it came in the 23rd minute through Peter Wilson.
Really good off-the-ball movement first from Wolfgang Prentice to continue to push the tempo. And I love how he hits it first time, not allowing the FC Tulsa defensive set to get in their position. Peter Wilson does a great job at the last second, slashing across Pierre, and it's a good finish to just simply redirect it past Peñaranda. But you knew a team that's sitting at the top of the Western Conference was always going to show a little bit of grit, and no none other than their leading goal scorer, Taylor Calhara, doing just enough just to pick the pocket of Maury Donor, and still a lot left to do. He needs to make a decision. Is he going to play this ball into Dom? Shows a little bit of strength. It's a good finish to that far post. Nothing that Spiegel can do. And that's just about a striker making a really good play at drawing this game 1-1.
Solid bout on the road for Tulsa to pick up a point. They sit in first. Currently, Loudoun still beating Phoenix 2-1. 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining there. As long as Phoenix don't score 2 goals and win that game, Tulsa will clinch a playoff spot tonight. Meanwhile, for the Roots, a missed opportunity. As you look here, Phoenix about to lose. Colorado Springs lost. Orange County lost. The Roots could have gained additional ground, especially having had the lead, but they dropped 2 extra points.
Now you need 3 points when you do go to Phoenix next week. That is a non-negotiable for Benny Feilhaber. If you have any hopes of making the 2025 playoffs in USL Championship, you need to get a result next week.
And no doubt about it, it's a tough one for the Roots on the road next week. Try to stay alive in the playoff chase. Thanks for joining us this evening. The Oakland Roots and Bart want to make sure you get home. Visit bart.gov/planner to plan your trip now. For the crew that makes this possible, broadcast partner Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Joe Malva saying so long for now. Oakland and Tulsa take a point each on a goal each. Go over to that Phoenix and Loudoun game. If that result holds, Tulsa will clinch a playoff spot here tonight.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.